Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. It's Tanner. Today I'm going to be telling my proposal story. My fiance and I get married in 2 months. Oh man, we are so excited. Oh my gosh, this is like what I have been dreaming of and praying for so long. Like, I remember me and my cousins and me and my best friend, like, we would plan our entire wedding. I feel like that it's harder to like process that this is like real this time because I've done it so many times, so now I'm like, okay, I'm just doing it again. But no, this is for real. Holy smokes. Me and my fiance had been talking about like what we wanted to do for the weekend and blah blah blah. This was back in February. And he's like, I want to vlog with you like one of these days. We're registered at Bed Bath & Beyond. So I vlogged that. You guys saw that if you have been on my channel before. So we were like, okay, well, we can go do some wedding registry stuff and film that because that's super fun. And then we can go get coffee. And like we had talked about going to the place we first met at, but it wasn't like for sure. And then we had gotten Big B. We got Big B and then we went to a restaurant and got some food, and then we were gonna go to this coffee shop that we met at. So I was like, oh, okay. But I had done some like light makeup and I put on like fake nails because I was like I wasn't 100% sure he was gonna do it, but I was like, okay, if he's gonna do it like anytime soon, it's gonna be today. So I just got like semi-ready, and like he was so cool like all day. Like he didn't give anything away. He wasn't like nervous or awkward or weird. So I was like, is he going to? So yeah, so we went and we did some wedding registry stuff at Bed Bath & Beyond, and that was super fun. Then we vlogged that, and then we were walking around downtown. And we got, like I said, we went to Big B and we got food. And like we had talked about going ice skating, still hadn't decided. He's like, if we're gonna go to Madcap, which is the coffee shop we met at, then we need to go because they close at 7. I was like, okay, it's like 6. So we start walking there, and like I kind of knew what our photographer looked like, but I wasn't 100% sure because I'd never met her before. So I was like, kind of like nonchalantly looking around, seeing if I saw her, and I didn't. And then, so we're sitting there, and I just was like looking around, and I look over and I make eye contact with this girl, and I was like, oh my gosh, was that her? So then I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening, I think. And then there was a guy standing up like to the side of us. There's like tables that, oh, by the way, we were sitting on the same couch that we like sat on the first night we met. And there was like a table to the left where you can like stand up and drink your coffee and whatever. There was a guy there, and my fiance, Johnny, he kept like looking over at him. I was like, why do you keep looking at him? And then like we were just sitting there, we were looking at catering stuff and whatever, and like Johnny kept putting his left hand over his right pocket and sitting there, and I was like, that's not like normal, like it doesn't look right. And then he took his hand away, so I'm like trying to look in his pocket to see if I can see like the outline of a ring or something, and I didn't see anything. I was like, okay. And then he's like, we were talking, and all of a sudden he got up so fast and he's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay. Like he's never that like quick and I'm gonna, and like goes. So I was like, okay. So he went to the bathroom, he comes back, and like he picks up his coat, and he's like patting his pockets and whatever. He's like, I think I forgot my phone. I was like, okay. And then like as soon as he started walking away, it set like my phone, I got a notification that Johnny had sent me something on Instagram. And I was like at the time I didn't like, he wouldn't have gotten to the bathroom that quick and sent me something. So I was like, okay. So I open it, and it's a picture of I slid in his DMs. So it was a picture of like our first few messages, and then he had like edited in like this is where it all started, right here at Madcap, and then that's all I got to read, and then there was like another little note at the bottom that said, now will you please turn around / look up. And I hadn't read that part yet. All I read was like, this is where it all started, blah blah blah. So as I read that, I looked up and he had the like ring like right there, and I was like, and like Niagara Falls on my face, cause like, oh man, yeah. And he said my full name, and actually it took me a minute because I was like bawling, and like I laid my face down on his legs, and yeah, and he's like rubbing my back. He's like, it's okay, and I was like, I like couldn't say anything out. Like you can hear in the video, you can hear me like and like you can hear me crying. So he's like, no, it's okay, it's okay. And he's like, can you please look up? So I finally looked up, and he said my full name, and like told me he loved me, and asked if I would marry him. And so it turns out that the girl I made eye contact with was our photographer, and the guy he kept looking at was his cousin, who ended up videoing the proposal. Oh, and we're sitting on the couch, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go like vlog a little clip of the coffee shop. So he goes over by the door, and yeah, so like what he had said in the camera, he's like, she has no idea what's about to happen. Like we vlogged the whole day, so we want to make like a wedding, or like a, I don't know, like a video from like when we first met, and like all the little clips we have to up to our wedding. So like that will be in that video. But yeah, and then we went and took some pictures at the ice rink. Yeah, he played it cool the whole day. He wasn't like nervous or acting weird until like right when he was about to do it. Also, I just really want to encourage you, if you're single and you've been single for a long time, I know, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's the hardest weight of your life. Like, oh my goodness, it was so hard. But speak over your future husband or wife if you're watching this and you're a guy. But just like speak over your future spouse and your future marriage and relationship. Don't let the enemy get any kind of foothold. Pray protection over you and your spouse and your marriage and relationship, because that does wonders. I prayed for over 3.5 years. I spoke life. I got so many prophetic words, dreams, and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I would pray really specifically things that are like a must-have for your future spouse. I know it's kind of like cliche for you to pray 1 Corinthians 13. No, it's in the Bible for a reason. I pray all the time. I still pray. Even though we're engaged and we're getting married in 2 months, I still pray over him, over our marriage, over me, over our future family, everything. Probably the biggest thing I learned is to the verse that says there's power, or there's life and death in the power of the tongue, is so true. Even tiny little things, even if you're joking, the enemy will use that. Anything that's like negative or kind of bashing your future spouse, don't even mess with that. I try to be so conscious. I'm not perfect, I've messed up. I try to be so conscious of what I say to my fiance or about him, especially to other people. Like, you should not be going behind your significant other's back saying anything bad that's gonna give them a bad rep. That's the person God made for you. Speak life. We know none of us are perfect. I pray 1 Corinthians 13 that our marriage and our relationship, each of us as individuals, would be full of love, joy, peace, patience, and all the fruits of the Spirit, because that's so important. We're getting married really quick, but it feels like we've been together forever. Like, literally the first day we started dating, We talked about everything from money to sex and having a family and like where we want to live, jobs. We talked about everything. Our past, literally, we broke it down and talked about everything. And I think that's so important. I could do a series on like relationships and what I learned and what I studied, my growth from where I used to be into where I am now. The only answer is God. So if you guys want me to like just do a video on that and like all the notes that I have and everything I've learned, I'll totally do that. I might just do it because I feel really strongly that that's a big reason why like I wanted to start a YouTube channel for so long and why like God has put it on my heart. And I've had dreams, prophetic words and stuff about me helping younger women or women my age, because I'm only 21, but yeah, and girls, even older women that are older than me. So yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll have to like figure out my notes and all of that, but yeah. I just really want to encourage you. God is so faithful. Like, just keep praying. I know I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. Yeah, if you guys need prayer or have any prayer requests, comment that down below. I'll so pray for you. Thank you for watching. I know I've said this in like every video that has been about like my fiance or getting married or whatever, but I'm so excited. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a blessed week. Be safe. Catch you later. Bye.